Today I'm gonna rank every single game that I played in 2025. This is coming out a little bit later than I wanted to, but hey, better late than never. This is also the 4th time that I've recorded this video. Don't ask me why. This is gonna be a new annual thing I'm gonna do every year. It should be coming out in January. Sometimes it might come out in February, we'll see. But if you're into that kind of thing, subscribe to the channel, follow along for more, and we'd appreciate that extra support. For these yearly rankings I'm gonna do, they're gonna include not only new games, but just new to me games. The games from previous years will be featured in this list, and also games that I did not finish will be featured in this list. This is every game I played that is new to me, not just every game I completed. Let's get that distinction clear. And one other little stipulation I'm gonna add, just to go ahead and plant the seeds now for future years, is that you may see games ranked twice, and that will only come into the category if it's a game that I played an hour or two of one year, wasn't really feeling it and dropped it, but still wanted to play it, but then the next year came back and played like 180 hours and loved it. That's the only time that's ever going to come into play. If you don't like it, make your own ranking, I guess. It makes sense to me. I've got some games that definitely fall into that category in my past of where I played it for legit 2 hours, said, wow, this is a really good game, but this is not what I want to play right now. And I dropped it, and I didn't come back until the next year, and then I streamlined the game 130 hours and absolutely loved it. And I'll tell you up front, there's at least a few games on this list right now that I've only played a few hours of that will probably be up for ranking again, because I'm going to end up going back to them sometime this year and probably finishing the game. Anyway, let's not dilly-dally. We got a lot of games to go through, do all the normal things content creators say to do, and let's jump into it. Coming in at 41, we've got Metal Eden. So I'm going to be honest, I am not the target audience for FPS games anymore. I just tried this on a whim, and I just did not really care for it. Got dropped pretty quick. Number 40 is Blades of Fire. This is by Mercury Steam. So I was actually pretty excited for this because I really liked the work they put out, but it just felt pretty bland to me. Maybe I didn't hit the point where it stopped feeling bland. Maybe I dropped it too soon. I don't know, but I didn't care for it. It didn't stick the landing with me at all. 39, we've got Internal Strands. This was an early like Game Pass game. This came out in January of last year on Game Pass. I was already kind of interested because like the vibe for it, it gave me that feeling of, oh yeah, this is going to be a nice 7 out of 10 game that I'm going to enjoy for 40 hours. And the world was pretty interesting, but just nothing came together for me of where I wanted to actively keep playing. I think it was maybe like the actual exploration the game had. I don't know. It did not connect with me enough to make me want to continue playing it. 38, we've got Keeper by Double Fine. Now, Double Fine fans, I'm sorry, but I guess I'm just not a Double Fine guy. This game just didn't stand out to me. Aesthetically, really cool aesthetic, really cool vibe. I really admire everything about it in that regard. It just didn't work for me. This is out of the ones that I've done so far, this is the one game that I would say is a good game that was not for me. 37th, we have Shadow Labyrinth. This is like the dark twist on Pac-Man in a Metroidvania style. I had so much high expectations for this game, and it just kind of really fell short. Maybe I didn't get far enough. Maybe I need to give this thing another chance, and I probably will at some point. But with everything else that I played, this is one of the most least memorable games that I played of last year. So unfortunately, goes all the way down here at the bottom. Now I will say everything from here up are all games that I enjoyed to some extent. So coming in at 36, we have WWE 2K25. Now, any sports games that I ever play, if it's going to be your standard basic sports games, I'm going to go ahead and tell you they will always go down here at the very bottom of my enjoyment, because at the end of the day, they're just sports games. They're not going to blow me away like anything else. In WWE's case, I only play the new WWE games for my GM mode. I get the game, I play 100 hours of my GM mode, and I move on. I don't even play Universe or Showcase or anything else. I literally just play my GM mode. So if I have a year of where I enjoy every single game that I play, go ahead and book it. WWE is probably going to be the last ranked game that I'm going to put on there. At 35, we have College Football 26. Everything that I just said about WWE applies here. I'm going to pick up college football every single year. I'm going to play 300 hours, and it's going to be a fun 300 hours, but I can't justify putting these games higher. I just can't. They're sports games. They don't blow anything out of the water. They're just fun brain rots is the way that I call them. 34, we have Persona 5, The Phantom X. Now, gacha games are ones that just never end up sticking with me. I play for a little while, then I fall behind pretty quickly, and then I just end up dropping the game. And that's basically what happened here. I was hoping that this would be the one gacha game to actually, keep my attention, but it just didn't. It was fine. It was cool. Shout out to the Subway Slammer, though. That is awesome. I love the Subway Slammer. Yeah, but I mean, the game itself, I think it was fine. I mean, it's Persona 5 as a gacha, but it didn't stick with me. I dropped it, and it's definitely further down on my list. Coming in at 33, we've got Avowed. This is a game that aesthetically looks really cool. It's not one that kept me all the way to the end, unfortunately. I only played about probably 10 hours, maybe 15. It's not a super long game, but it's not one that was able to keep my attention all the way to the end. But it was fun for what I played. You can definitely feel like a god as you're going through the game, which I think is kind of the point. But I mean, it was fun. It's not one of my best gaming experiences of the year. I mean, when you have a year that's stacked the way that it is, unfortunately, this one falls a little bit lower for me personally. Coming at 32, we've got FragPunk. Now, this is one of the few FPS games that did keep my attention, at least for a little while. It kept the guys' attention a lot longer, but this game was actually really unique and really cool, of where just every match could feel insanely different, where you could have some really wacky match types and some pretty more, normal feeling where it's, where it got a handicap on you, but at least it feels like a normal match. But like I said, you could have some very, very wacky ones. But no, FragPunk was fun. It was fun the time that I played, but again, FPS games is not something I can write home about. 31, I've got September 7th by Amica Games. This one's pretty short, but man, it's really creepy. Everything Amica puts out is insanely creepy. He's got another new game coming out here sometime soon. I had some other new games drop last year as well, like Pieces of Me and stuff. But yeah, September 7th was actually was a blast, and I really enjoyed it. Coming in at 30, we got another indie horror game called Unmourned. This is one that was also very, very creepy. Not a super long game like any of them are, but God bless, was it creepy as hell to me at times. So, definitely one that I'd recommend checking out. Coming in at 29 is Date Everything. This is just a quirky game to go get some good laughs. That's about the best I can tell you. It's just a quirky little dating sim with a lot of great voice actors where you can just get a lot of funny laughs in it. I definitely recommend it. Coming in at 28, possibly a hot take for people, Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World was not a game that at any point blew me away, I guess because of where the price tag is. I mean, I understand that we're reaching that price tag for games normally going forward. I get it. It's going to happen. Got to go ahead and swallow that pill. But like I said, when I talked about the game, this is not the game that should have raised the prices to $80 for a base game. This, to me, feels like natural progression of Mario Kart. Keep in mind, the last Mario Kart was like 2012, and it's just been ported up. This feels like a natural progression of the property. It's that simple. I don't think Mario Kart World does anything unbelievable to completely change gaming where it can warrant that price tag. So maybe, did that price tag kind of sour me a little bit? Maybe just a little. Did I get the bundle? Yes, I did. But it's still like, okay. Why are we doing this, Nintendo? Like, why are we using this game to raise, the game price? And I understand why. It's paying for the property. It's a game that will sell a ton of copies. It's a great family game. I get it. The game is fun. The game is very fun. You can have some enjoyment, but when I look at everything else that I've played this year, this is definitely down towards the bottom of the list, because at the end of the day, it's just Mario Kart, but it's just Mario Kart that came out in 2025. That's the review. It's Mario Kart that came out in 2025. So all the things that you would expect a 2025 Mario Kart game to have, it has. And that's a good thing. But it doesn't reshape the genre, it doesn't reshape, doesn't reshape the industry. It's just Mario Kart in 2025. It's fun. You'll have fun. Coming in 27, we got Pokemon Legends ZA, possibly another hot take that's this low. I don't know. Pokemon Legends ZA is one that, man, it became a slog the further that we got into the game, going after the alpha, the rogue megas, whatever. My God, every time we had a meeting, I just groaned that I had to go take care of that stuff again. The concept of putting everything in the single city with the wild zones is a really interesting concept, and I think for the game we have, it's executed well. Because one thing that I feel like they're kind of trying to go for is, when you look at the Pokemon anime and especially the Pokemon movies, we always have these big grand cities and Pokemon and humans coexisting, living together in those cities, and it's really cool. And we got to see that truly for the first time in this game. And it was cool. It was fine for what it was. If you never played it and you're a Pokemon fan, play the game. You'll have a great one playthrough, but you'll never want to play the game again. And that's where I'm at. I've never played the first Legends game again. I feel like Legends games are kind of designed that way, of where they're one and dones, and I think that's okay. It's okay that a Legends game is one and done versus a generational game where there's a little bit more sauce to it, right? But ZA was, in all elements, in my opinion, a downgrade from what the Legends Arceus was. Still a fun game. If you've never played it, you haven't played it yet, and you're a Pokemon fan, it's worth playing, but it's a one and done. You'll play it, you'll enjoy it, you'll probably never want to touch it again. That's where I'm at. Coming at 26, we have Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. This has got some heavy Oblivion vibes, and it happened to come out around when Oblivion Remastered came out, so shout out to that. Tainted Grail is cool, man. It gives off that old like RPG vibes. Yeah, it's just passed 1 million copies sold recently, so big shout out to that. But definitely worth checking out, guys. It's pretty cool. You know, if you want to have a little bit of a nostalgia boost in present day, pick up Tainted Grail. It'll give you some old school RPG vibes, and you'll have a good time with it. Coming at 25, we have Helldivers 2. Finally played it. I haven't played it up until that point. I'm behind the ball on a lot of things. I don't play a lot of multiplayer games. That's just that's not where my MO is anymore, man. But I finally checked out Helldivers. Got it on sale last year. Played it for at least a few hours. It was a lot of fun. I get the hype. I understand why this game is so beloved. But again, these type of games are not my go-to. I just got it because it was a cheap sale. It's like, finally I'll try this game, I guess. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Coming at 24, we have Elementallis. This is a demo that I played at least twice during Steam Next Fest. This game is basically like, think of Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past with elements. It's super cool. The art style is beautiful. If you want that nostalgic kick that I just talked about in Tainted Grail, but maybe in a capacity of Zelda, maybe consider checking out Elementallis. I can't wait for the full release for this game. This game's gonna be awesome. 23, we got Hollow Knight Silksong. I did not get very far in this game. Just wasn't really what I was feeling at the time playing a Metroidvania game. I have not gone back to try to play. I have not gone back to try to play any Metroidvania game since. It's just not what I'm feeling. But I do want to go back and play this game because the few hours that I played, I did really enjoy it. The game runs extremely smooth, and of course, it's got a beautiful aesthetic to it. You know, the difficulty element things, I'm not really worried about the difficulty element of things. It really is just, it's not what I wanted to play at the time. So I only played a few hours. It was fun. I just played it because I wanted to be part of the release hype that the rest of the world was on, and I enjoyed it. I mean, I understand why these games are praised the way that they are. Coming in 22, we've got 33 Immortals. This is an early access game. The full game should be coming out sometime this year, where it is a co-op roguelike action game where you have 33 players that are all on the same team and all trying to rebel against God. You go through purgatory, heaven, and hell. You have your different ways to fight and go through the battles with the range, the melee support, and the tank archetypes. And you go through with their 33 other players, and you try to reach the end level. Each level is about 25-ish minutes or so. You have torture chambers that only a certain amount of you can go into, and try to get past the torture chamber and get through it to push forward with the rest of the level. It's a fun game, man. I enjoyed the concept for it. I enjoyed the time that I played for it, and I'm looking forward to the full release. I don't know if I explained it very well because it's been a hot minute since I played it, but it's a lot of fun, and you should go look at it. Coming at 21, we got Doom: The Dark Ages. It's a Doom game. It's a lot of fun. The shield stuff was super cool. The dragon stuff kind of sucked, at least in my opinion. But overall, I mean, I had fun playing through the amount that I did, man. I mean, it's Doom. You go through there just to turn your brain off, and who gives a shit about the story, because there's kind of sometimes not really a story. You just go in there, you're the Doom Slayer. You just go kill stuff. Go feel like a badass for a little bit. Turn your brain off. It was fun. I enjoyed it. All right, so I'm gonna be honest. These next 4 games, these are all games that you are probably gonna see get ranked again next year. These are all games that, for one reason or another, they got shafted for something for why they are as low as they are. If I had actually played these games more and put more time into them, I promise you, all 4 of these games would probably be higher. But they all got shafted for one reason or another, whether if it was me being sick, me going on vacation, or me playing another game that I could not get off of that's going to be higher on this list. So the first one of those 4 is coming in at 20. We got Silent Hill F. I love the aesthetic of this game. I love the what I did play. It is creepy. It is fun. Unfortunately, it came out like days before I went on like a 2-week vacation with my wife. So me and her did not get much time to play it. Came back from vacation, immediately had some other games that came out that we both really wanted to play. Then after that, I got sick. I got addicted to another game. It just got shafted, so it's a lot lower than I wanted it to be. This is one that will probably get ranked again next year once I actually complete it. I will go through and complete the game sometime this year. But as of right now, it's coming in at 20. Number 19, we have Ghost of Yotei, another one that got shafted. It came out when I was on vacation. I got back from vacation and just preferred to play Digimon and Pokemon. And then after that, when I finally set aside the time to play this game, I got aggressively sick, and my brain could not focus on on the game to save my life. But when I did play, it's a Ghost game, right? Ghost of Tsushima was incredible, and this game just delivers on that same vibe, but better. I have no doubt that when I finally sit down to play it, it's going to be an absolute blast, and I can't wait. Coming in at 18, we've got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, another game that got shafted because of a completely other game that I was playing and could not get off of to save my life. But hey, it was cool to see this game finally come out, even if it doesn't fully feel like a real Prime game. Like it's a Prime game, yes, but there's such a distinct difference between this one and the original trilogy. But I still think it's fine. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed the few hours that I played. The levels, the designs are really cool. The open world element of things, I could take it or leave it. It's whatever. But you know, the level designs is mostly what I'm here for. And the gameplay, it's very fluid. It feels good. Unfortunately, it just got dropped pretty quick because I was really addicted to another game, which is still yet to appear and will appear much higher on this list. And coming in at 17 is Octopath Traveler 0, the final of the 4 shafted games of Mount Rushmore for me of last year. Everything I just said about Prime 4 and why Prime 4 got shafted is why Octopath Traveler 0 got shafted. Just something else, playing something else. That's what it comes down to. But my God, Octopath Traveler 0 is an absolute treat, and I can't wait to sit down and just play the crap out of this game here at some point this year. The time that I did play was an absolute blast, and I cannot wait to dive into this one further. Coming to 16, we've got Nexomon, a monster taming game that I picked up on sale this year. I've been wanting to play this game for a while. Finally checked it out, and man, is it fantastic. I love the designs, dude. The designs are so cool. The story is funny. I got some good laughs out of it. And this game gives me the most aggressive Gen 4, Gen 3 Pokemon vibes possible. It was such a treat playing this game, and I can't wait to see what they do with the third one. I still need to go back, and I need to finish Nexomon Extinction as well, the second game. But man, did I have a blast with Nexomon, and I can't wait to see what's next for the property. Coming at 15 is South of Midnight. Look, I thoroughly enjoyed this game. This game is a genuine like 7, 8 out of 10 at best, but man, did I have a blast with it. Look, I'll be up front and agree with everyone. The combat for this game is pretty lackluster. I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. But dude, it's just the aesthetic, man. Just the aesthetic for it and the music. That alone is what makes this game so good for me. And it makes it one of the most memorable experiences of the year for me. Is just the aesthetic, the story, and the music. And the story is not a hit home run of a story either. But again, it's you don't see a game like that pop out every once in a while, right? Of just like, you know, that Southern Bayou like folklore or whatever. Yeah, that's not the normal agenda for games. That's not what's normally out there. Man, I loved it. I love the music. I love the vibe. Everything about it was great. It's definitely one of the more memorable experiences for me last year. Coming at 14, we've got Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. Oblivion is one of my favorite games of all time, and this is a beautiful love letter to the Oblivion fans. You know, since it is just simply a remaster, I didn't want to put it in the top 10, but it's one of the most memorable gaming experiences of the year for me, just because like this is one of my favorite games ever. Oblivion was the second game I ever got for the 360. I have played so much of Oblivion. It is my Elder Scrolls game. I prefer it over Skyrim. I think it's incredible. I love Cyrodiil. I love the world. Shout out to Oblivion Remastered, man. It's an absolute classic. Coming in at number 13, we have an indie horror game, Face of Another. And if you happen to follow the channel and follow the show Gamesthetic, then you know this game came in at number 10 for my top 10 games of 2025. So there's a few older games that cracked into this list for me going a little bit higher. But Face of Another was an absolute horrific treat, man. This game is so dang creepy. I love the vibe for it. I don't want to say too much because this story can get spoiled very, very easily, but the best way I can describe it is that you are someone you're trying to write like a school, like a college essay, college report, whatever. And you're trying to get in contact with your best friend, and she's not answering her phone, and your character points out, man, it's like, I can't remember what she looks like unless I look at a photo of her, and it's really weird. And then from there, everything unravels. You basically fall into a digital nightmare, and you go through this whole digital landscape, kind of unraveling this dark past and this dark story, and man, it is so creepy. I love the kind of the beats they go for this game. And please, it's worth checking out. Please check out this game. It is so good. Coming in at number 12, we have Split Fiction, which is just one of the best pure gameplay experiences that I had all year. I'm on record saying that I think It Takes Two is their masterpiece in narrative, and it's Split Fiction is their masterpiece in gameplay, and I stand by that. This game, gameplay wise, is a pure masterpiece, an absolute blast, and it's absolutely worth checking out. Coming at number 11, we have No, I Am Not a Human, another indie horror game that has sold very well, and I'm happy to see that. They've added more content and characters to the game, which is great. It's all about basically the end of the world, and you're trapped inside your house, and every single night you have people that you can invite into your home or turn away, and I know the natural response is, why would I invite anyone to my home? I don't want anyone in my house, and I agree. In real life, I 1000% agree. Do not let strangers into your home, but this is the end of the world, and it's a video game, and you gotta let people into your house, because if not, you're gonna die. And once you bring people in the house the next day, you have a chance to figure out if they are actually secretly the invaders or not, or the visitors. And if they are, you can shoot them and kill them. And if you don't, then slowly but surely everyone else in the house is going to die, as well as you. There are multiple endings to this game, just depending on your choices. The game consistently changes on who is the visitors or not. And it's a really cool game. The aesthetic for it, it's not scary, it's just creepy, and it's definitely worth playing. Coming at number 10, we have The Altars. This is one of the most memorable performances that I've ever had in gaming. Alex Jordan deserves all of his flowers in this game. Alex Jordan playing Yondulski like 18 times. The whole concept of the game is that you are stranded on a space mission on a planet trying to capture this rare material called rupidium, and the only way to survive is to basically clone yourself. But each clone has taken a different life path. This game is a mix of like your survival crafting, as well as like a mix of like base building like Fallout Shelter, as well as just kind of like relationship building with your altars. Make sure they stay happy and they do not rebel against you. This game is an absolute blast. I loved every freaking second of this game. Each altar feels completely different and completely unique. So again, Alex Jordan deserves all of his flowers on the performance that he did on the altar. Coming at number 9, we got Donkey Kong Bonanza. Never thought we'd see a 3D Donkey Kong game again, and God bless that the Mario Odyssey team absolutely cooked with this game. I'm glad that Donkey Kong Bonanza is out. I'm glad it's a thing. I'm glad it exists, because I love Donkey Kong 64, and I always hoped and prayed we'd go back to a 3D Donkey Kong game, and they crushed it to the point that I think this firmly places the flag that Donkey Kong can exist as both the standard style we've always gotten and a 3D style. I'm excited for the future for it. Bonanza was great. Coming in at 8, we got Digimon Story Time Stranger. I love Digimon Story games. I love Digimon games in general. And Digimon Story Time Stranger takes the Digimon games to a whole new level, a whole new atmosphere for Digimon games, honestly. This was like borderline mainstream. People are talking about Digimon, which I didn't know was possible. But this game is, I will say, it did hit a point where it felt that it got a little too long, but every bit of it was fun. I had a blast beginning to end. I love Digimon. Digimon is a very important property to me, and this game absolutely cooked. And I feel like it set up the property for huge success of the future, and I cannot wait for that. Coming at 7 is Blueprints. Man, this game is an indie darling, and it's one that I still go back to and still go through and have some runs on. Yeah, I've completed the game, but who gives a shit? It's a fun game. Just go kick back for a few minutes, do a few runs, see how it plays out, see what you get of trying to go through this house and reach room 46. This game is an absolute blast. If you haven't checked it out yet, you definitely need to go do so. Coming at number 6, we got 1000 X Resist. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I actually had this game a little bit lower initially when I built my original list, but it's a game I kept coming back to as one of the more like memorable experiences that I had of this year. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't know how to talk about this game without really spoiling a lot of stuff about this game. And I'm gonna be honest, the description for this game is long as hell, and in my opinion, spoils a lot of shit, at least in my mind. But this game is very like end of the world-ish, right? You're stuck living underground with you and all of your sisters is how they all refer to each other. There are certain sisters that have different titles like Watcher and Healer, etc., etc. We have Principal, Bang Bang Fire, as well as Fixer, and who was the other one? I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing the biggest blank. It's like a librarian one, but I'm drawing the big. Oh, is it just Knowledge? It might just be Knowledge. I'm not sure. I'm drawing a blank on that last one's name. But they each have like their own specific ranks to kind of help continue on in life, right? Like, so Bang Bang Fire is like the military force. Fixer is fixer. It's the one that fixes stuff. Watcher is the one that just simply, the one you're playing as, the one that just kind of records history and records everything that happens. You have healer who heals people. You have the knowledge one that I can't remember if it's knowledge or what, who keeps track of all the history. And then you have principal, who kind of oversees everything. And then you have all the unnamed sisters as well. All of this is with a overarching god that is the one who basically created all of you. And as the game goes on, it's kind of a self-identity type game of breaking out of the norms that you are forced to live under and kind of forming your own self-image, your own self-identity, right? It's a super unique game. It's a game with a lot of deep themes, The gameplay is nothing crazy. It's basically just an interactive visual novel is the best way I can describe it. But I really appreciated how they approach certain things and how the gameplay itself also approached certain things. I enjoy when you reach a certain point of the game, it kind of gives you a fake out on if the game is over or not. It does have multiple endings as well. This game is worth checking out. You know, I don't know if I described it super well, but it is a lot of fun, and I definitely think you should play it. I had an absolute blast with it. It's not super long either. You can get through it kind of quickly. The first chapter is going to throw a lot at you. You're going to be very confused. Just stick with it. It's a lot of fun. Coming number 5, we have Mouthwashing. Now, this is one of the best indie horror games to ever come out, and I totally understand why. I loved the visual imagery of the going back and forth before crash, post crash, and leading up to figure out what exactly happened to cause the crash. I love this game. This game was so creepy. This game was so well done. It gives you that constant amount of dread of that we are slowly approaching our doom. If you have not played Mouthwashing, go play it. It is one of the best indie horror games ever come out, and for good reason. Number 4, we got Dispatch. This is going to be one of the best 7 to 8 hour gaming experience that you will get in a single setting easily of all of last year. This game is amazing beginning to end. You can do a quick playthrough. It's like 7 hours in a single setting is what I was able to do. Your choices can lead to your different endings. Play this game. It's a blast. Hopefully, I need season 2. Season 2 needs to come. It needs to get confirmed. I cannot wait for it. Coming number 3, we have the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. Now, this is one of those games for me that when I look at it and I say, that is a work of art. And I don't mean the art style. I mean, it's the Danganronpa art style. You can love it, you can hate it, but it's a unique art style that everyone can at least appreciate for being unique. I don't mean that. I mean the work that actually went into the game itself to make this game what it is. This is a tactics visual novel where you are going through 100 days of protecting something at a school where it is like the end of the world, essentially. And you are, as the title says, the last defense. And you do go through the 100 days where different cue points hit at the 100 days. Now, what makes this a work of art is not only just going through the 100 days, but once you hit day 100 and the story unfolds and does its thing, got some really cool plot twist, that's when the rest of the game opens up to you, where you have multiple different routes that you can take depending on your choices. Everyone plays through Route 0. After that, have fun. There's a lot of different routes that you can go through. Some really serious ones, some really wacky ones. This game, like the amount of work and the amount of time put into this game is what makes it a work of art, and you should 1000% go play it. It was so much work put into it that if this game didn't sell well, they were going to basically go bankrupt. And it sold well, so they didn't go bankrupt. That's cool. But yeah, go play the game. It's so much fun. And now coming in at number 2, we have the game that completely stole me away from any other game I wanted to play. Those 4 games I mentioned earlier, this is the game that stopped me from playing them, as well as like Vacation in Silent Hill's case and Goes to Yotei's case. Number 2, we've got My Time at Sandrock. Look, I am not the target audience for this like cozy, life sim, craft building, survival type games, right? I am not the target audience for these games. I've never gotten into Stardew. I've never gotten into Animal Crossing. I've never gotten into any of those type of games. I've played them for a handful of hours. It never grabbed me. This game grabbed me. My Time at Sandrock is an absolute treat. I loved every damn minute I played of this game. The story is a lot of fun. It's got some really cool twists if you don't look into it or see it coming. All of the characters are very fun and engaging. The depth in this game. This game is one of those games that when you play it, you feel like the world is breathing. Like you feel the heart and the soul put into this game by Pathea. They've gained a permanent fan out of me. I can't wait to try my time at Porsche. I don't give a shit if it's a big downgrade from Sandrock in terms of gameplay mechanics, etc. I don't care. I'm gonna play it. I can't wait. Can't wait for Evershine. I also can't wait for Godslayer. It's a totally different game. Pathea's gained a fan in me. My time at Sandrock, if you're not into the genre, try Sandrock. It could be the one to get you into the genre. It's an absolute blast. And number one is Expedition 33. I'm not going to talk about it. I've talked about it enough. It's one of the greatest games of all time, period. Point blank, period. We're done. So that's my list. Let me know your thoughts on it. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you. And drop a comment down below of maybe your list. Rank everything you played. Rank your top 10 you played. I don't give a shit. And tell me, out of all my list, like, what did you not like? What did you not like about how I felt or said about certain games? And let's talk about it. Let's go back and forth in the comments below. Until next time, guys, have a good one. See you.